This is a short video guide for the identification of Picea abies. The male pollen cones appearing in April were relatively large for a conifer, approximately 20-25 millimeters long, rather fine, fluffy, and issuing copious amounts of yellow pollen out. This spray is actually turned slightly upside down, as most of the male flowers point downwards. But the female flowers were a revelation to me, because I'd never really paid that much attention to them previously. But they're really attractive maroon to red colours, and pretty much take the shape and form of the mature cone, and being more open and pointing up vertically. It's only as they become a woody cone that they basically bend and change the orientation from pointing upwards to pointing downwards on the spray. Really very attractive feature of the tree in March, April, when it's producing lots of them. Here notice the smooth scaled, long and large, tapering, almost like a large Cuban cigar like cone that's produced by Picea abies. Distinctive of that spruce, really. The spray of foliage is mid-green and relatively easy to handle, typically on a light brown twig that could be seen. And here a close-up showing the slight curve that's typical of the needles. Closer in still, and we can see the pulvini of Picea abies, the woody pegs, very pale brown, that form the attachment of the needle to the twig. And essentially these persist. Once the needle is finished with and shed by the tree, these little tiny woody pegs persist, causing the twig to be very rough if you stroke it down the way. The bark is grey-brown to silvered, becoming quite platy as the tree matures. The winter buds that it forms, typically with 3 to 5 at the tip end of the shoot, are made from multiple rounded scales and red-brown in colour, not normally that resinous. And the form of the tree, when open grown, quite often is slightly elliptic, and it has as it gets mature, it has a less ascending top, a rather rounded top, and a little rounded body to it before the last lower sweeping branches run back down to the trunk. When young, it's much more pyramidal in shape and used to be used a great deal as the UK's main Christmas tree species. Due to the needle dropping, it's now fallen out of favour, and silver firs are much more commonly used. But then again, the foliage of the Picea abies is much more densely held, and you basically had a lot more branches on which to hang decorations upon that you would normally get on a silver fir.